I'm sitting here with a kombucha made with honey instead of sugar. You know, I don't eat sugar, or not a lot at least. I try to avoid it. It's not good for me, my body. So this is made with honey, so we'll see how it goes. Normally, kombucha will make my skin itch, but I hope this doesn't, and it's with coffee flavor, so it's a very nice taste. Anyway, cheers. I want to talk a little bit about when we tell ourselves that we're not worthy. How do we tell ourselves that we're not worthy? One of the things is we don't tell people how we feel, or we don't tell them about our flaws. We don't tell them about our weaknesses. We don't tell them how we feel. Like maybe you know this scenario. You're meeting a new guy on a date, and you like him. You think it's a really good date for you, and you go home and you think, oh. The first things you start thinking about is, what is he not going to like about me? What in me will be rejected? Oh, he probably thinks I'm too fat. Or maybe he thinks I'm weird. Or maybe he doesn't think I'm feminine enough. Or, ooh, I don't really have a lot of friends. He'll probably think that I'm a loner. Or, you know, the things you tell yourself when you are interested in someone and you want them to like you. You sometimes start telling yourself stories about what that person will not like about you. So I've had this problem. I mean, I don't know a lot of people who haven't had this problem. That's the first and most important thing to say, that you're not alone. If this is how you are, like, you don't want to say, for example, oh, I don't want to talk about my spirituality with my family. They'll just think I'm weird, yeah? Or, oh, I don't want to tell my friend about this issue that I have, because she's just going to think that I'm stupid or weak. So we have all these stories in us about what other people think about us and how they will judge us. And maybe they will. I'm not saying that you're wrong. Maybe they will judge you. But the thing is, where we want to get to, what we want to be, who we want to be, is someone who is fully and utterly and absolutely in love with ourselves and the universe and our life. Okay? That's kind of the goal. I hope that you agree that that's the goal for all of us, to have a life where we feel completely aligned with the world around us and everything that is inside ourselves. So if you're someone who's telling yourself those stories, you're definitely not aligned with yourself. You don't have the self-love that you deserve. I'm not saying the self-love you should have, because then it becomes something you should do, and then you will, when we are told you should have more self-love, there will be part of us who has been groomed to not love ourselves, and when that part hears you should love yourself more, it will go, I don't want to. I'll do anything to sabotage myself. Okay? So instead I'll say you to get the love you deserve. Because then there's no resistance. It can't say I don't deserve love, right? Because intellectually you know that everybody deserves love. It doesn't have to be your love. If someone is an asshole, they deserve love as well. It's just not your love, right? So when you're with someone and you're not telling them what is going on inside you, when you're with someone and you're holding back on telling them who you are, showing who you are, or speaking your mind out of fear of being judged, this is called imposter syndrome. Yeah, it means that you are constantly afraid of getting your cover will be blown. You're going to be outed, and people are going to stop loving you. They're going to have opinions on you that are negative, And that makes you hold back even more. That makes you hide yourself even more. So what do you do about that? Well, that's why I'm here. Because there is one thing you can do that is easier than any therapy or personal development books or meditation or blah, blah, blah. Anything you can come up with as solutions to imposter syndrome. Yeah, so if you like this video, please like it. Comment if you recognize what I'm saying, and please, tell a story from your life about how you experienced this or how you have worked with it. That's also interesting to hear. And if you're seeing this video on YouTube, please subscribe. You will not get notifications unless you put notifications on, so you're not going to get spammed even though you subscribe to a channel. Anyway, that's it. So the one thing that you can do to counter imposter syndrome, the most effective tool that is 100% guaranteed to work, like 100% guaranteed to work, is, cheers, no, not drinking, is to say it out loud. Yeah. And everything in you, when I say this, everything in you, if you have this, goes, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. I'll lose everybody in my life. Well, if everybody in your life loves you because you are making them think that you are something that you are not, then they are not loving you. They're loving what you are trying to show them. Yeah? Oh, I'm this kind person. I never say a harsh word to anyone. Blah, 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 blah. I'm so, and I'm invisible, and I never speak harshly, and I never say my opinion, or I'm never rude, or whatever. This is what you show them, and you don't show them the whole you because of fear of being judged. You're not actually showing who you are. And the thing is, when we're not showing other people who we are, we cannot let them love us. We are not open to receive love. We're making them love an image that we are creating of who we think we should be more than who we actually are. So this is imposter syndrome. And the thing is, when you do that, when you make people love something that you're not, but like a projected image of who you think you should be, you cannot feel the love, and you will be frustrated. You will experience frustration because you will always have this little nagging feeling inside that you're not really loved. They're not really loving you. They don't really understand who you are. They don't get you. They can't support you in the way that you want to be supported. Of course not, because you're not showing them who you are. So that makes sense. That said, I want to say that it's really, really, really difficult to step out of this syndrome. It's really hard to step out of the imposter syndrome because it requires that you are 100% authentic and you are ready to actually lose the people who are in your life because of the projection you created, and start looking for people who are willing to love you and accept you for who you really are. And that's scary. For most people who work on this, it's like standing on the edge of an abyss that is so deep you cannot see the bottom, and telling them to just jump. Come on, just jump. Speak your truth. Be who you are. Show yourself. Just jump out into that abyss and trust that there is a nice soft cushion on the bottom that will catch you. Yeah. So I understand the fear. However, what is it you want with your life? Do you want to be loved 100%? Do you want to be accepted fully for who you are? Yes, of course you do. Of course you do. However, you have to accept yourself first. You have to love yourself first. And I know it's such a cliche. Oh, you gotta have self-love. But it's true. I'm sorry. It's true. I know, because I had imposter syndrome and I had low self-esteem and I was codependent. And I was a relationship addict, and I was projecting, and I was blah, 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 blah. You name it, I got it. I wrote the books on it. They're on Amazon under the name Mariah Wolfe, MariahWolfe. You can find all my books there in English. There's more in Danish. I have 4 books in English and 14 in Danish. Anyway, so I had all this. I had all these things, and I tried to be who I thought that others would want me to be to like me. Okay, I thought, and I actually had this legit sentence in my head. I want people to like me. I want people to see me as a person who is likable. And the problem with that is that I was never true to myself. I was never authentic. Yeah. I couldn't do a video if I had bags under my eyes, for example, because if I do a video with bags under my eyes, there are definitely some people who are going to judge me and say, why does she have bags under her eyes? And now I don't give a damn. If you are triggered by my bags under my eyes, you should take a look at why you're triggered by the bags under my eyes. That's your potato. It's not my potato. My potato is that I completely love this and accept this with everything there is. And some days I have bags under my eyes and I'm still fully and equally lovable. Okay. Cheers. So, how do you do that? How do you speak up? Well, of course you have to take it slow, because your soul needs to be able to follow when you start to be authentic and you start to speak your mind and stand in your light and be who you are. So you have to take it slow. So I want you to choose a sentence that you can say. And the sentence could be, for example, sometimes I don't feel worthy, even though I know that I am. Sometimes I don't feel worthy, even though I know that I am. Okay? So you can say this. So what you do is, first, you sit down and you close your eyes and you put your feet on the ground so you're grounded, and feel the ground under your feet. And you breathe in through the nose, blow out through your mouth. So you get centered and focused, and you kind of, you arrive in yourself. You arrive in yourself. You become aware of yourself in your own body. And when you breathe out, you breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And when you breathe out, let go of any tension in your body. And do this 3 to 5 times, so you are very centered in your body and you arrive in your body and you're feeling calm. You have less tension, okay? Or none at all, which is of course better. And then you say this to yourself slowly, so you can feel what it is that you're telling yourself. Sometimes I don't feel worthy, even though I know that I am, and that's okay. So you add that in the end, and that's okay. So what you do when you say that's okay is to try and find a place in you where there is acceptance. Like if it was your friend, your best friend, who came to you and said, sometimes I don't feel worthy, even though I know that I am. You would say, well, you don't have to, because you're fully worthy. Of course you're worthy. So you know in your heart, the reaction you have there is because you know in your heart that all people are worthy of love, and you are too. Completely, fully, 100% worthy of love. No matter what is inside you, you're worthy of love. You might not be, it might not be like me who should love you, or that person who should love you, or that person, but I guarantee you that there are people who will love you with everything that's inside you, okay? So imagine your friend comes and says this to you, and you have this acceptance in your heart, right? If it's hard for you to imagine when I say it, go back to closing your eyes and breathing, and imagine that your friend comes to you and says this to you, and you feel, oh, of course my friend is worthy. Oh, I feel it in my heart. I love her so much, and of course she's worthy. I feel sorry for her that she's feeling this way, that she's feeling unworthy. I wish for her that she would feel worthy. So that emotion that you're getting inside you when someone says that to you is the feeling you should have when when you say this to yourself. Okay, so you can practice that. Practice feeling, oh, you are worthy. Of course you're worthy. I feel for you. You are worthy. And then do that for yourself, right? Okay? So start practicing. And this is not some, like you just do this, or you have to stand on your head and count to 100 backwards, or read 20 books, or have 400 hours of therapy, or run naked through the pedestrian street of your local town. No, it's practice, okay? All it takes is practice. Sit with it. Do it every day. Take 5 minutes. 5 minutes every day, where you just close your eyes and you breathe and you ground yourself and you say, sometimes I don't feel worthy, even though I know that I am. And that's okay. And kind of feel how over time you actually start to fully and really accept that it is okay that you are this person who sometimes don't feel worthy of love or worthy of whatever, okay? And get to the place where you accept that, where you accept that sometimes you don't feel worthy. The famous therapist who invented Gestalt therapy, Fritz Perls, he said the first thing you have to do is if you want to change something is to accept that it is what it is. Before you start to even consider change, accept that it is what it is, okay? So the magic in this, the reason why this is an amazing tool is because if you do this and you're persistent, you will over time reprogram your mind to actually allow yourself to have everything that is inside you and be non-judgmental and be accepting. So in the beginning, you start working with it on your own and with yourself. And then slowly you can begin to tell people around you, you know what, sometimes, and do it lightly. Sometimes I don't feel worthy, even though I know that I am. And then you can say, do you know how that feels? And it's interesting because if you don't ask the question in the end, most people will say, you don't have to feel like that. You're not fully worthy. That's silly. Don't feel like that. They'll try to help you get rid of the feeling. And we don't need that because you're working on that on your own. Yeah. So other people shouldn't help you get rid of that feeling, because then it'll be like a fix, like a temporary fix. If someone tells you, oh no, you're worthy, you're lovable, you'll get like a little fix, and then you'll go home and you'll go right back to, oh, I'm not worthy. So it's important that it's not other people who validate you, but that you validate you. So asking the question in the end will hopefully, for most people, spawn a conversation where it's possible for you both to talk about this thing. And you can, so when you say, do you sometimes feel that too? Or do you know how that feels? Or do you know this from your own life? And they'll say, no, I don't think I do. Or maybe they'll say, yes, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. Or they'll be, I'm not sure what you mean. So, you can have a conversation. And you can start talking about how it feels to be you, not to validate each other, but just to talk about it and make it come out into the open and be acceptable that is how it is. So you start talking to people you trust about this slowly and in little bits and pieces so that you get used to talking about it. And that means that over time, you are programming yourself to accept that this is how it is inside you. And you don't even have to think about, so how do I change it? What do I do? What do I have to do to start feeling worthy? How do I change it? Give me the tools to feel worthy. Well, you are worthy, but your programming says that you aren't. So what we're dealing with is not your worthiness, but the programming you have that's telling you that you're not worthy, because it's not true. It's just a lie. It's a bad story. That's all it is. But the programming we get in society and in our families is so deep that it takes a lot of personal work that you have to do with you to kind of unravel it and dissolve it. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to start with this, with accepting that it is how it is, yeah? And start telling yourself that it's okay that sometimes you have imposter syndrome. And just practice that for a while, because it takes time. So do that first. What you will experience when you do this over time, and it might take short time, it may take a longer time. It's different for every person. But what you will experience is that when you begin to accept that you are like this, that you have this feeling of unworthiness in you, and that it's okay that sometimes you feel unworthy, then you will start to see that if other people feel or say or have an opinion that you are not worthy, you will understand that that is their shit. That's their potato, not your potato. If someone says to me, you're not worthy, I know it's not my potato. It's not about me. It's about them. It's about what they see when they look at me. There's something in me triggering them to see something about unworthiness. Yeah? And see, this is an important detail because we run around judging each other all the time and having opinions on how we see other people. And what we don't realize always is that everything is about us. I am the center of the universe. Everything I see is about me. So when I'm judging someone, I'm judging the part of me that is like that person. Yeah? Oh, she's so inconsiderate. Oh, she's so rude. When I say that about someone, I'm saying to myself, I am unlovable if I am considering myself to be rude. Which is not true, because we all have different personalities, and maybe your personality isn't aligned with mine, but that doesn't mean you're not worthy. It doesn't mean you're not lovable. Not at all. Not at all. And that's what you need to start seeing, yeah? That's a path you're on, to understand that everything that goes on in you is your responsibility. It's your potato, and it's you who has to work with it. And everything that goes on in others is about them. So if someone is making you feel guilty, of course, it's possible that they are actually an asshole who makes people feel guilty, but you're the one feeling the guilt. So you have to learn to not eat people's words that make you feel guilty. You are the one who has to stand so strong in your own light that you don't accept to feel guilty about anything. Okay. I hope this video was valuable to you. Let me know if it is, and please ask questions if you have any questions. And also, I'm available. You can talk to me on. You can get through to me through email on mette@metteglago.dk, or you can find me here, write or write me on Messenger, or, I'm out there. You can find me. I'm sure. If you really want to talk, I'm sure you can find me. Okay, take care of you. You're very important and you are so worthy of love. Okay, bye.